Hey there, I wanted to share with you a little personal project that I've been working on in an attempt to help me find a good fitting job. So what you see here is I'm logged into azjobconnection.gov. There's a section that shows a list of jobs that I might like and a section that shows recently viewed jobs. And my program, well, let me show you what it'll do. I'm going to click on this Test Engineer Senior because azjobconnection.gov believes I might be a good fit for this. So I'm going to click on the Test Engineer Senior. And as you can see, the detail page opens up. So I'm going to grab this URL. Oops, somebody's calling me. Hold on a second. Okay, let's get back on track. So let's see. So we are looking at the job posting for this test engineer senior level. And if we go over here and we look at Spider, I have written some very rudimentary and very messy code, but I'm going to show you, don't pay too much attention to this right now. Just want to show you what happens when I run my code. This is a super lazy way of reading a job posting. So what I've done is I've set it up so it's designed to search for a bunch of keywords and tell me whether or not this job is a good fit for me. So ignore everything over here in blue, and what you want to look at is over here in the center pane. And again, I apologize, it's kind of messy. I just slapped it together as I was learning Python. But what you're going to see is, this is the URL that I went to. So here's the job title, which we already know, Test Engineer Senior. And then I have set up a search that will match my skills with what this job has. And each one of these little brackets is a keyword that I have set up. This one, there are a whole bunch of hits on the word test, which is good. So it's got variations. It's got test with a capital T. It's got all lowercase test. It's got testing. Then also it looks like I set up a keyword search for business. That was probably supposed to be business requirements. Let me look over here. I bet I could find it. If I look under my skills, business, yeah. So this searches for the word business and any variation of it. So I was probably looking for business requirements. That's not really a match. So in terms of my skills and the skills that I believe that I have and that I want to use, which are Scrum, Agile, Test, Listening, Analysis, MTM, this entire list over here, here's Perl, Python, Selenium, we have very few hits. Just Test, and I wouldn't even count business. Meanwhile, I've also entered desired places. So the places where I want to work are Glendale, Avondale, Youngtown, Denver, Fort Collins, Colorado, Utah, Idaho, Peoria, Phoenix, all these places. 0. This job doesn't have any matches on my places, my wish list of places. What's next? Oh, and then turnoffs and red flags, things that I want to avoid. So I I hope nobody is offended by what is in here, but these are my own personal preferences. So Tempe, Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, and the only reason I say these is because of the distance. There's some other odd words in here that you're going to see, like caffeine. Like I've seen companies say, we'll give you all the coffee you can drink, which to me is a big turnoff because it says we don't really care about your health. We just want you to, work as fast as you possibly can. Military, oops, I'm clicking on the wrong one. Military, Army, threat, and security are all coming up as not a good fit for me. Again, I value our military. I don't have a military background though, so this wouldn't be a good fit for me in terms of the job. And then if we scroll down a little farther here on the left, I've also entered things that I want, I like, or I desire. So I've got an art background, I'm looking for any beauty, and mostly I'm looking for location hits here, because sometimes they'll say, oh, you know, this company is located in the beautiful valley of whatever. So here are some of my hobbies, like cycling. I definitely want to get into data science. I think fraud would be interesting. I like the outdoors, so any of that. So here we've got actually a couple of hits, but they're probably not, like this cycle is probably not bicycling. And we'd have to look up and see what some of these others are. So that's when, if I didn't have the red flags, whoops, I just bounced away. Where did you go? I would go read the posting, but let's do that real quick just for haha cycle. Okay, so this doesn't surprise me. Training and full life cycle support management. That's one. Huh, that's weird. It only came up once here. Oops, I don't know why I went there. So there might be a little flaw. Let's look up creative and ridge too, just to see what it says. So Control F, creative, Valens. Oh, at Semper Valens, our mission is to remain a creative, cutting-edge, and cost-effective solutions provider. And then the last one was ridge. Bridge the gap between IT. So these aren't really my passions, but the words do show up. And then the last thing I posted is what I consider to be my shortcomings for the job. These are skills that I lack for this particular job. And engineering is frequently not just software test engineering. So I put that in there. And there's some other stuff that needs some work. So MNS, I think what this was supposed to be, what was this? MNS, I'm not really sure, but I think that's a problem with my code. If I had to guess, I was probably trying to avoid anything that required a master's degree. And so this probably is some bad code that I need to look at. But let's see, let's take a look. MNS. See if it shows up. MNS. Oops. MNS. Yeah, it's not there. So, like I said, it's quick and dirty. I just kind of threw it together. But it's a nice little tool for me because I've got a lot to look at. And this helps with the amount of reading and also the amount of frustration, because so many job descriptions are set up differently. I am going to show you this IT app developer automation tester quickly for another reason. So that one ends in 304. So let's grab this. Sorry, I'm kind of bouncing around. This is going to be a little bit hard for you to follow, but I'm just trying to get to the information. So we paste the URL, oops, and then we run it. It's running over here down in the bottom. Kind of slow. Okay, so what was interesting about this is some of the skills I lack for this job are Cucumber and Ruby. And prior to this video, neither of these words was in my list of skills that I lack. And so this script has the added benefit of indicating to me what skills are being requested out in the marketplace that I don't have. Where are my shortcomings? Where are they? So when I saw that on my own, here it is. So I just added Ruby and I added Cucumber after I saw that in the job posting. So anyway, that's a not so quick video of what I've been working on. Hope it helps and you found it interesting.